if you scroll down a little bit past the navigation, you'll see there's a search bar there. And so that's what we're going to be looking at adding. And it's a pretty simple process, but just to show you how it works, if somebody wanted to search for something on your site, like let's say type of pet or whatever your site is about, I just typed in guinea pig and it did a search and brought up different articles that I have about guinea pigs. So what you would want to do to create your search bar, and you'll notice mine is on the side, which is known as a sidebar. You could also put it down at the bottom of your site if you have a footer area. Okay, so I want to go to my dashboard. So I'm just going to type that in, followed my website address, followed by admin. And now we're going to go to, we're looking for this little paint brush, and that controls things about the appearance of our site. We want to find widgets. So I'm going to click on widgets. And widgets give your site some additional capabilities. Now you can see mine comes up and it says sidebar, and again that's what things appear on the left side. Some themes have sidebars that appear on the right side of the screen. It just depends on the theme. But you can see, looking at this, there's some, it looks almost like gobbledygook under the sidebar area, and that's because that is custom HTML that I included, where I included different advertisements on my site. So it's code that you're looking at. But then the very top one is that search, and you see that's just a nice clear option. So to get that, the way that you would get that into the sidebar area, I'm going to remove that from the sidebar, and so I won't end up having two search buttons. And I'm going to come over here to plus, and this will show you the different widgets that you can add to your site. And there's a lot of different ones. So I would recommend just kind of checking them out, seeing what's available. Often this is theme dependent as well, so you might not have some of these options, but there's a lot of things that you can add, like a slideshow, for example. But we just want that search bar. So ironically, we're going to use the search term area to look for it, and we're just going to type in search, and that gives us a number of different options. So we could have like a product search on our site, especially if we're selling stuff. We want people to be able to find a product really quickly. But this, we just want the regular search. So I'm going to click on that, and sure, why that's not adding, should be adding to my sidebar. So let's click on this again, and I think what is probably happening, since it's not showing up at the top, is that it's adding to yeah, it's adding to near the bottom. In some cases it probably would just go ahead and add completely to the bottom. But anyway, look through your widgets if you have other widgets in this area. And so there's the search. And if you want to move that, so I want to move that up to the top of my other widgets, you can just click on it and then use this little up arrow to move it into whatever place that you want to and you can put a word in there. So sometimes it will come up with I've seen it come up with the word Amazon in there, but again, just think of what people might search for. So my site content, I'm just going to put a related word, and that's just like a little guide to people to say, basically type in whatever you're searching in this area. So you can leave it blank if you wanted. I'm going to click update here. And we're not going to see a big change because we already saw how this looked on the site. But just to go back again and take one more look at that, our widgets. There we go. Okay, so we've got another one is actually a widget above this, and I'm not sure why they weren't showing up in the sidebar, but I think it's because I'm using the newer version of WordPress and I used the classic widgets for that. So there might be something going on with this, but this technically should be up at the top, so I'd have to go in and straighten that out a little bit. But again, if you don't have any older widgets or anything like that, you really shouldn't have a problem placing it where you want it. Okay, and then the other thing that I'm just going to go back and look at here is if you scroll down, and again, this is theme dependent, depending on your different places, but I could have footer one, which would, in this theme, which would mean I could put widgets down at the very bottom of the page, and then another one underneath that. And then this is just a list of some of the older widgets that I have that are inactive, so they're not currently showing up on the site. So that is adding a search bar, and it's an easy process. You just need to find it basically in your list of widgets and then add it to the area of your site where you want it. And you can put it on more than one spot, but I think having it in at least one place prominently is a big help to people if they're coming to your site looking for specific content and you've got a lot of content on your site. This is a big time saver.